Hello everyone, this is Really Dicey. Today we're going to talk about the great Star Wars role-playing game by West End Games. We're going to look back and talk about how great this system is.
And we do. This is a fantastic game. This is definitely my favorite version of Star Wars role-playing. Released in 1987. This game is set in the Civil War era, and nobody grokked Star Wars like West End. They really understood the original trilogy, so much so that certain aspects of canon started in this game. They were the first people to use the name Twi'lek, for instance, and the Rodians. George Lucas considered these games so authoritative that when Timothy Zahn was writing his trilogy, he was sent a box of West End books and told to base his books on the background material in this game. So these are as close to canon as you could possibly get. Even the Star Wars, the new Disney reboot, keeps a lot of this information. So this is really great stuff. And it is very, very detailed. They had lots and lots of different source books. They really got into just everything. They had source books on the Empire and the Rebellion, of course, but also bounty hunters, crime syndicates. This game used a D6 system. The system came to be called the D6 system. It wasn't called that at the time. It's a further refinement of the system they introduced in their fantastic Ghostbusters game. The idea is that you had stats, and underneath those you had skills, and you add those together to get a dice pool of D6s, which you rolled and added together against a difficulty number. These guys were the first people to come up with a dice pool system, which then went on to become a very common system. It influenced White Wolf's rule system as well. If you want to set your game in the classic era, these guys really understood it. And they also took the game forward into what was known as the extended universe. Not to say anything about the new movies, but the one real regret I have is that they did not follow West End into the New Republic. The West End games had an era after the Empire called the New Republic, where the Republic was expanding and really taking up the job of government. And the New Republic era was great because it kind of turned things on its head and it allowed you to play the forces of law and order. And now the rebel remnants, they were the terrorists and the bad guys. Well, I mean, they were always the bad guys, but they were the terrorists. And it felt different. It was really great. This book here is Galaxy Guide 8. This is Scouts. So during the Civil War, there were no voyages of exploration from either side. They were all too busy. But once the New Republic was established, they began again exploring new space. So they had scouts, which would go out and explore the new universe. So this is your chance for space exploration in the Star Wars universe. So it was really great. One word of warning, these books took the movies as absolute gospel. So during the movies, there were 3 Jedi. And so in this game, you cannot play a Jedi. You can play a Jedi student. You can play a Padawan. You can play a failed Jedi. I love the failed Jedi. He's great. You can play a quixotic Jedi, which is a poor fool who thinks he's a Jedi but isn't. You can play alien students of the Force, but you can't actually play a full-fledged Jedi. And the Force is very difficult to use. It is very difficult to play a Jedi, which I think was completely done on purpose. It's a feature, not a bug, but it is definitely something to keep in mind. If you want kind of the, rollicking Jedi feel of the prequel trilogies, you're not going to find this. This is Luke very slowly coming into his own in The Empire Strikes Back. That's the sort of feeling you get from these.
Yeah. Well, so there's two things I like about this system. One is the rule system is very easy. And to me, a great role-playing system has an easy to follow, easy to understand rule system. All it is just a bunch of D6s. There's a difficulty number that the game master will give you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I have 46 in an attribute. Let's say I'm trying to drive a ship and I have 46 in my skill set for that. I'll roll, and he may give me a 15 difficulty to it, and I have to just try to beat that number. And if I fail, I fail. But what's also great is that you also have one special D6 that you call out, and if you roll a 6 on it, you get to reroll that dice again. And if you roll a 6 again, you get to roll that dice again and again. You keep getting those 6s until you get to this ridiculous, crazy number.
Exploding die.
So there's always that fun factor.
Yep.
To it. And the second thing I like about the system, is, again, like you talk about, is the lore is so deep. Everything you want to know about Star Wars, this is it. West End closed its doors at 1998. So a lot of the prequel stuff, a lot of the...
Oh, yes. They didn't have... The video games aren't reflected here. The Battlefronts and all those.
Yeah. And, of course, obviously, the new movies. So you're just going to get basically those two eras. But to me, those are the best eras. The most fun to play with.
I think so. Definitely. And it's just a really fun game. I had a friend in college, and I met him, and we played this game. The way I met him is that there are recruitment posters in here for the Galactic Navy, for the Imperial Navy. And he photocopied those and put them around college. And I saw those, and I said, someone's playing this game. I got to find them. And I tracked them down. The game is so immersive. It's so much fun. It has all sorts of tips on how to make your game feel like Star Wars. It's a very GM-friendly system. It is well worth getting. Now, the West End games are out of print, but last year, 2019, Fantasy Flight, who now owns the license, released an anniversary edition of the first edition of Star Wars and the source book, which was their first supplement containing more information. You can buy both of those in a slipcase, $50 or something, but nothing ever goes away.
Yeah.
You can find these in used bookstores and online, and they are really well worth hunting down, and they are just a fantastic game.
So again, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave your comments. Have you played this before? Let us know what you think of the game. I know there's been other companies that have done Star Wars. Do you like their versions better? Why? So, yes, thank you very much, and have a great day.